Self-care can start to feel like another thing on the to-do list, especially when you're overwhelmed or exhausted. Today, I want to show you a really playful art therapy exercise called a self-care menu or a dopamine menu. We're going to use a restaurant-style menu to map out different kinds of self-care, from tiny, easy wins to big, luxurious treats, so that when you're having a hard day, you're not trying to invent self-care from scratch. Set up your menu layout. Define the categories. Here's what each section means in terms of self-care. Appetizers, or starters, are short acts of self-care that don't require a lot from you, but give you a small boost. These are things you can usually do even when you're tired or overwhelmed. Think about making tea, stepping outside for 2 minutes, putting on your favorite song, or just a quick stretch. Entrees, or meals, take a little bit more time or energy, but the payoff is bigger. This might be a workout, cooking for yourself, going to therapy, taking a longer shower, doing an art project, journaling, or having a real conversation with someone you trust. Desserts are the luxurious things, the every once in a while self-care. Maybe that's a spa day, buying something special, a long bath with candles, or going out to your favorite restaurant. They're not always accessible or realistic for every day, but they feel really good when you get to do them. Sides are the supporter tasks that help you reach your self-care. Things like cleaning your space up a bit, doing laundry, organizing your calendar, asking for help, or even setting a boundary. They might not feel like typical self-care, but they clear the way for it. And specials are those out of the ordinary things that really fill your cup. Maybe that's a vacation, a mental health day, a retreat, a solo day trip, or something spontaneous you rarely do, but that you know nourishes you deeply. Fill in the menu with your own ideas. You can write them as words, but I really encourage you to draw tiny icons or symbols when you can, like little menu items. That way your brain can recognize them quickly when you're feeling stressed or don't want to read a lot. In appetizers, you might draw a music note for one of your favorite songs, a little sun for stepping outside. In entrees, maybe you'll do something like a yoga mat, a plate of food. For dessert, maybe a bubble bath, a movie ticket, or a slice of cake. In sides, maybe a tiny broom, a checklist, a clock for going to bed a little bit earlier. And in specials, maybe a little airplane, a star for something rare and exciting, a beach or a mountain for a day trip. Take your time with this part. This is where you're actually getting to know what supports you, not what social media tells you self-care should look like. You can decorate your menu however you want. Use colors, doodles, fake restaurant logos, little stars or borders. Make it playful. This is your menu. It doesn't have to be serious to be meaningful. The process of decorating can actually be part of your self-care too. It's a way of saying, I'm worth the time it takes to make something just for me. So how do you actually use this? The idea is that when you're feeling low, overwhelmed, or stuck, you don't have to think about what would help from scratch. Decision making is harder when you're stressed, anxious, or burned out. This menu gives your brain a visual and low-pressure set of options. You can look at it and ask, do I have energy for an appetizer, something tiny? Do I have space for an entree today? Is there a side that would make everything feel just a little bit easier? Even choosing one small menu item can give a little dopamine boost, a sense of control, and a reminder that you're not stuck. From an art therapist and a nervous system perspective, This exercise externalizes your needs so you're not just swirling in your head, reduces decision fatigue because you've already chosen possibilities ahead of time, creates a visual cue that reminds your brain support exists and I have options, which sometimes we can lose when we're feeling overwhelmed, and turns self-care from a vague idea into something concrete, doable, and maybe even a little fun. You can update this menu anytime, cross things out, add new ones, make a seasonal version, or create a separate one for work, grief, parenting, or even being a clinician. I really believe self-care shouldn't be another way to judge ourselves. It's about building small, repeatable ways to say, I matter, my needs are real, I'm allowed to take up space. If you create your own self-care menu, I'd love to see it. You can share it and tag the Helping Hands page, or just keep it somewhere private where you'll actually use it. And if you want more creative tools like this, or you're craving a space to practice this with support, check out the links below.